Well, can't get any closer again. I'm still very zoomed up. We're going to get into right after the first 10-15 minutes of this stream. I'm going to start the video. So if you're just arriving and it's after the stream was shown live, the video will start in maximum 15 minutes. I'm looking at the time. It's 5:08. Maximum 15 minutes from now, we'll start the video. So that means for those who can't count, no, I'm kidding, around 5:25. How's everyone doing? We have some incredible news updates. I'm really disappointed that I'm friggin' zoomed up again like an idiot. But that's how it is. You guys are going to see me in your face. Aleos, comment ça va, mon frère? Les nouvelles. We have a great video today. Today, I'm going to add a lot of new theories to the table, too. At the same time, we're going to see the new flying car, the Alef, or Alef, if you want to call it like that. It's ALEF. It's a car that's going to be on the market, legally sold and flown in our skies of the countries of USA and Canada, probably some other countries, by 2025. You know. Thanks for coming in, everyone. We have Hausers here. Jules of Southern Oregon, you guys. Hello. You are going to love the video that I put together. It took me a couple of hours to put all those clips and clippings together. Some incredible titles. I kept it interesting. And once we get into the video, if there's contributions while I'm on the video side, I still will see the contributions and will come and thank you right after the video. I won't make it boring. The video, I could last an hour or two just talking about the video, but instead we're going to go through the video quickly. We're going to see everything, all the new, and we'll just talk about whatever interests you all. And I'm doing this not for nothing. You're going to be happy. If you feel that, I'm going to be here, I'm not going to see the news or what's really going on, I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on, whether it be CNN or News Nation, whoever is doing the talking. And I'm going to explain to you also. We're going to look at New York Times. We're going to look at the New York Magazine. I'm going to show a comparison and how to show you guys to be able to listen to any news media, but to exclude certain things that they're going to be doing. So they're going to be telling you, well, like, for example, we're going to see New York Magazine said another crazy claim from whistleblower David Grush. It's to put down the ideal. They'll put the X-Files music on. You'll see a lot of them that are laughing throughout when they're talking about this. Now, it could also be some nervousness. It could be that they really don't know what to do anymore. That is for sure. So I assure you, if you're just coming in, you're going to find the video very interesting. We're going to keep it interesting. I'm going to keep it short. Hey, Metaphysical Mike, thank you so much, man. Linear time feels so fake to me. How about you, Bruce? Oh, yes. I was just looking at some of that today. There might even be a little bit in the video. There's a bit about teleportation because it's not science fiction anymore. They are talking about teleportation. I went to take the time to see if anything had ever been teleported. I know a lot of you have probably done the same thing, but we're going to go see some dates, which are not that old. 2017, Chinese teleporting photons to space. I assure you guys it's going to be very interesting. While they're talking about teleporting photons to space, at the same time, I'm going to be making you guys and gals remember about the lasers very recently shown in 2022 in the sky, or maybe even the beginning of 2023. I'm not sure anymore, where China's satellite or something got caught, right? Or maybe it's an American satellite that witnessed a Chinese satellite shooting out lasers or something like that, right? One or the other. We'll see that later. And that's another interesting thing. I'm going to show you some of the same laser shots or photonic lights that I've been capturing with the infrared camera to give people an idea of exactly what the government is trying to do right now. It's that UFOs are going to have to be split up in many different classes and characteristics, of course, right? I'm going to talk about what artificial intelligent, alien artificial intelligence means. What are they considering is artificial intelligence? When the government looks at a UFO, they take into consideration the most important things that, I'm not pointing to people who aren't doing the research. Nobody has to do this research. I'm just saying that I'm doing it. And it just so happens that I learned myself a while back, but still I'm going to talk about it. Heat signatures on UFOs. Some of you are going to say, Bruce, that's old school. Yeah, it's old school, but for people that don't understand it, and I think it's more important now talking about them, because if you see heat signatures, it means it has, a radiating heat engine. But Tucker Carlson and many people are talking about these UFOs being submerged into water without creating wakes, moving water, without creating any bubbles, waves, splashes, or sound. So now we have to try to understand the dimensions and the physics of that. No, not today. Probably the rest of our lives. The government themselves are not geniuses. Well, some of them are, but people, the scientists that are working on these projects are really geniuses, but they're not working for the right people. Vinny, how are you, my friend? Nice to see you guys. Metaphysical Mike, thanks again. Is it even real linear time? Exactly. I would agree with you on that. The little bit that I know about it, I'm just, especially this year, studying a lot about that, but because it's all related to the UFOs. What am I seeing? Why is there waviness behind it? And there's so many subjects and different fields that are going to be touching this. You got the photographers that are going to say it's camera sensor errors. I mean, come on, I'm sick of us talking about sensor errors when there's no sensor errors when photographers are taking pictures of soccer games or, explosions or fires here on Earth. Why is there a problem when people are filming the moon? The information that's out there about space, we can take it with a grain of salt. I understand some say, well, you can't see color in space. Everybody knows you can see color in space, but why would they mention that? Well, there's reasons for people to mention little things like that. The same way they say that space is in a vacuum when it's not. Ask any professional scientist, they'll say, well, it's almost like, in a vacuum, but it's not. It's still not. It's always them. It's almost assumptions, theorizing, right? It's ridiculous. Tony D, how are you? I appreciate it. We have a great video. Like I said, I won't linger very long, 10, 15 minutes. We'll talk and then we'll jump into the video. Look at that for 10, 15 minutes. I'll try to get through in 15 minutes. Could take an hour. It's just so interesting. It depends on what I'll bring up, because now I'm going to talk about a couple of theories that haven't been mentioned before. I'm excited that my research is literally coming through. We're talking about government associations. We're going to be going through the list of government associations related to UFOs. We're going to look at the dysfunctional associations. We're going to pick them out for certain reasons of issues that are going on today, where the whole picture is coming right out. Just looking at what has happened in the past, what they said in the past UFO reports, there's a lot of things that are occurring. The witnesses Thursday are to be revealed. So either Thursday, we will know about the witnesses that are supposed to appear at the UFO hearing on July 26th, or it's going to be July 26th that they're going to reveal these witnesses. There's supposed to be 12 witnesses on the panel, and the subcommittee, but still not sure to be a subcommittee, oversight committee by the Biden administration. So, like I said, it's going to be interesting to see what questions are going to be asked. Many people are talking, right? We have Chris Schumer, right? News Nation, Ross Coulthart interviewed many whistleblowers. Hopefully they will appear on the July 26th hearing. Why News Nation? Bruce, I don't like News Nation. Or Bruce, I love News Nation. Well, aside from that fact, I'm just telling you where the news is coming out. I have my opinions like you on the news media, right? We know that they're going to tell us some information. So you're able to say, well, that's truthful because it's everyone's saying that. But then they're going to give their opinion and turn around the media that you don't like. And they'll say, so what is it with them talking about secret retrieval programs, but there's no proof and there's no video? The media knows that it's all protected. What we're waiting for now is hopefully possibly a clearance for David Grush to be able to come out and speak. Luis Elizondo today, we're going to be talking about going over the basics of him, also the organization that he came from, that he's a secret agent. He's from Cuba, by the way. His father's from Cuba. His father was involved in Cuban politics, also tried to save Cuba from some very dark individuals, a bit like maybe what Luis Elizondo was going to try to do here. Because don't forget, he is like, his intentions were not to leak videos. The intentions that he had, and this is a fact because I saw the transcripts, if it's real, he wanted the ones like David Grush working on these secret projects, or about retrieving secret projects, or secret alien craft, or just like David Grush on the Unidentified Aerial Task Force. What was he doing, right? Him too. He's very credible, apparently, military-wise. His stature in the military, the people that he knows, he wants to talk about and show us everything, but he can't because of his clearance. He's retired too, on top of it. It's always when they are retired, when they start talking about these things. But it's going to get very, very interesting, right? Luis Elizondo from Cuba. Okay. Random Ralph, thank you very much, man. Lightning Will.i.am Robin is here. Yes, of course. Absolutely. Fasting, and a prolonged fasting, several days. The past few weeks, I've been doing just 48 hours. I say just, it's just 48 hours, but I want to do a bit more than that. Exercising a bit less as compared to, but that's because I can't move my shoulder and I overworked my knee. But I'm in the 220s. My balance stopped, weighing myself at 224. I'll be getting another one in not too long, or weighing myself to give you guys an update. But yep, the fasting is continued. I lost 80 plus pounds now, and on my way down to 200 to try to get under the 200 mark, to get down to 199. I won't get much smaller than that because I want to rebuild, my strength after that without being a Mr. T there. I want to be just cut, shaped, normal shape. Don't want to look like a lump. Norma C. KM is here. Thank you very much. Didn't understand your intro at all. I'm just watching anyway. Well, it's about the video that's going to be in this stream, Norma. Every time people arrive at the channel, they get mad at me. When every time, a couple of times, people get upset with me because I don't indicate when I'm going to stream the video. And of course, those are the ones that aren't interested in hearing me talk, and they want to know, instead of waiting till the stream's over and just scrolling through it, like, oh, he showed me an ad, get over it. Right. So in a couple of minutes, in 4 or 5 minutes, we're going to jump into the video, and then I'll answer the questions, and I'll do that, indicate to people when the video will start. So that's why I mentioned at the beginning, if people are watching and this is not live, you can watch the video after 15, 25 minutes about when I started. Get an idea so people won't be so upset. Norma C., how are you doing? Thanks for being here. Lisa Burge, thanks, you guys. Norma C. in the house. I'm scrolling down here really quickly to see who's here. Mr. Stephen A., thank you very much. Down to those last 2 pounds. Staying to the end is hard. Norma, are you also getting closer to your weight goals? So many of you really inspired me, to continue the weight loss. And a lot of you have started, and I say a lot of you, Darla Christie, there's Fatty McButterpants, that, Pat Kassar. These are all people in the community, uniquely in the community, that want to start fasting and to see how things will go. You're going to get days where you don't want to fast, but you want to eat. But I'm telling you, that's where you lose the weight. Yoda, yada, yada, yada. Actually, love that. Seinfeld, thank you very much. Time is a man-made construct. Absolutely. Yeah, it's an idea, right? To be able to, but it's an idea. That's a tool. Time is a tool, a word used as a tool to talk about something, I'm pretty sure, that we just, integrated that into our regular vocabulary now. Yada, yada, yada. Darla's here. Rodar, Bob Stan. Thanks a lot, man. Nope. No, I don't think you didn't miss anything, my friend. You just arrived. I started around 5:08 on top of it. Didn't start the video yet. Danny, thank you very much. Sup, man? Nice to see you, brother. Starting without nice timing, walking home after jam. Check it out. Right on. My friend, were you jamming, man? Were you jamming? Our universe is an aquarium. People are just figuring that out. I like that one. I believe that we are possibly, in theory, I believe the theory about being surrounded with an element or water. Hey, listen, as a matter of fact, it's written in the Bible, whether you want to talk about it or not, right? Above and below the waters of the firmament, there's waters above and below it, whether it be true or not. I think yeah, there's a lot of water in space. I'm not ashamed to say that. I've been saying it since 2016. First time here. Hi, Bruce. John S. Thanks, man. Perfect timing. You're going to have a great stream, man. I hope you're interested in the recent UFO story and all the ups and downs that we're hearing about in the news. We're going to look at some really interesting things. We're going to look at teleportation too, and not in a science fiction way, strictly news. You know, the Pentagon got caught doing experimentation on the Stargate, on a teleportation machine, also on, you know, traveling back into time traveling with a secret association. Who's that secret association? There's lots of speculation. Could they be aliens, right? So, like some didn't understand yesterday in my video when I posted with Mel Gibson talking about, you know, lights coming down from the sky that people are saying are demons. Isn't it upside down, the story? If there's demons, wouldn't demons be just on this plane and then coming up from hell? Why are people thinking demons are on the moon? Why the hell would demons be on the moon if it's not written in the Bible that the moon has demons? Or does it? No, it doesn't. You know, fallen angels, not even. You know, the speculation. God created everything, you know, in the universe. That should be enough for people to stop looking. So those aliens that we're looking at, do you know that people from NASA, that's right, and the Pentagon are saying that Oumuamua is a spaceship and humans are coming back to Earth from the future? Could you imagine that one? Well, are we there yet? Man, there's lots of stories, lots of stories that we'll be talking about, and ideas and theories over the next year and coming years, because we know more now about UFOs than anyone on this planet ever has, probably for the past couple of hundreds of years. I would imagine back in the day they knew a lot more about UFOs. I bet you the aliens were a lot more present here on Earth. And again, they are already present here. So there's news coming up about extraterrestrials coming here and have already halted. I'm sorry, I'm not fully charged, guys. You see my eyes jumping. They halted well, actually, I'm going to wait. I'm going to show you in the video. Nuclear is destroyed on Earth. Things aren't working. And it's an artificially intelligent extraterrestrial alien object that did that. So, like I said, and like I've been saying for ages, right? Not as long as God, but for ages, for my ages, yeah, extraterrestrials are not going to permit us to do nuclear, especially not nuclear war, and especially not to bring out nuclear in space. So we'll be getting in that video really soon. Robin Phillips is here. Bonsoir, namaste, merci. NASA knew about the squatters on the moon before Apollo 10. That's why they commissioned TR-20. Yeah, that's right. The TR-27 T277, the history of transient lunar phenomena. Thanks for bringing that up, Robin Phillips. Transient lunar phenomena. Where are the areas on the moon that we have heard them mention about transient lunar phenomena? And what is transient lunar phenomena? Mysterious lights that are seen on the moon, billowing colorful lights. And near Plato Crater, one of the areas near Plato Crater has a growth or an accumulation of some type of element that is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, like mountainous. So we have giant ants on the moon that are building, or do we really have people living up there? I confirm in my footage that we can see and confirm that there are some types of objects up there amongst structures, and those lights that we're seeing, still not ruling out, like some of, me, myself, I've also said it, but some of you could be drones. Yeah, maybe no one's there. Absolutely. Not going to rule that out either. Michael, thank you, sir. Thanks for being here, man. Hey, Michael. Daz is in the house. Thanks for coming back, y'all. We can jump into an incredible video right now. Same with me. Thanks, Bob. I try. You'll see it'll be very serious. Jim. Hey, Bruce, first time, long time. I can't wait to see the expression on these Bible thumpers' faces when they figure it out. No, listen, absolutely. Respect to everyone here. A lot of people do read the Bible, come here, are religious. By this point, they know me. They can debate with me. People, Bruce, say, Bruce, look into Jesus Christ. I mean, I can't show you, enough things around related to Jesus Christ. I mean, people got to stop pushing people to go towards Jesus Christ and just try to get the message out and allow people to go to them to get the information, because that's how we are. We're pushy. We're a pushy civilization. Yeah, Jim, it's going to change a lot of things, both everyone. When the truth comes out, there's going to be a little bit of something for everyone. The atheist, the very spiritual person, paranormal person. And those are just terms, because somebody asked me, Bruce, are you religious? How can I not say that I am? And obviously, no, I don't talk about religion all the time, but I'm not afraid to. And when it comes to me mentioning the word God, it usually has a lot to do with just secrets. I just believe that the Bible has a lot of things that are omitted. That's all I have to say from the Bible. I have little things like that I say, Some people read from passages. My brother gives his Christian perspective on it, So, by the way, if you're almost every Monday, we on Jason's channel, Jason John Swartz. Mondays, we go and we talk about fasting. There's a whole bunch of you that have gone over on Monday because you're fasting yourselves. Thanks for joining us and losing the weight. Just absolutely incredible. Neuralink, in 6 months, he's going to be approved, Elon Musk, to insert Neuralink into the brains of humans. He got it small enough down to the size of the hole that they make in the skull. I'm getting chills here. And they put the Neuralink inside of the skull, and it's going to fit and block the hole of what was taken out there. Now, you could imagine, I'm not even going to get too much into detail about this, but could you imagine the horrific crimes that people are going to start doing with that to people, to damage them, to take their chips out or whatever? You only get into it. So they can manipulate with Neuralink the emotional behaviors of the pigs, and now even human brainwaves. That's how serious these things have arrived at. So it's good news and bad news. The good news is that we're advancing, we're evolving. The bad news is that I think we've evolved from something that we back engineered from an already advanced civilization that is far more ahead advanced than us. So that means we don't have the technology or the knowledge or the safetiness, right? The safety idea of playing with these massive amounts of energy. I'm going to tell you something. Lightning bolts coming down, striking the house more and more now in front and in the road, coming down. The news telling people now, if there's a lightning storm, head inside, stay away from metallic. Why? Because people are getting more electrocuted. Why? I know. I'm doing the research. I just realized that it's impossible for someone doing the research, whether you and I, or even Alex Jones has been doing it all his life. You can't research everything. It's impossible. There's too many things to research. But the storms are not acting right. What if there's some type of static electricity on Earth that's being exerted whether either by the CERN or something. There's something that is affecting the weather. We know, right, Lisa and everyone, in Antarctica, the South Pole, we have what? Yeah, the South Pole base. And there they have a weather manipulation machine that can cause weather manipulation. And it's used for quantum communication. And that's what we're going to be looking at in the video. Also, those lasers that are being sent, the China, and people are witnessing photons. Don't forget, that is how quantum communication works. It's witnessing these subatomic particles that are flying through space and are being able to be teleported in other regions of space. So we're able to teleport photons. It's been a couple of years, and they actually were able to successfully achieve just that. And again, we're talking about many years ago. Thank you very much, Stephen A. We're going to start right now, guys. I'm a Bible thumper. Well, I don't know. You're not a Bible. You're not disgracefully telling people to F off because they follow the Bible, because you won't be able to last. That's how it is. But do I have respect for people that disagree with the Bible? Yeah, I'm all about it. I'm all about the open-minded around those subjects. I think it's interesting. We're trying to find out who we are. It's healthy when we're all fighting. Zico 900, how's it going, my friend? Thank you very much for being here. Jules of Southern Oregon, thank you so much. You guys and gals have encouraged me a lot to continue it. I was overweight too. 300 pounds is a lot, but I hit it well. You'd see me in person. You would never have thought I was 300 pounds. You would say, wow, Bruce is 200, maybe 240, 230. But with the face and stuff, I looked at my license. I'm going to have to get another picture because the cops are never going to believe it's the same person. I will show you guys one day. It's ridiculous. Oh boy, what a change. Hey, Bruce, it's good to see you, my friend. Thank you, Lisa Birch. I'm going to jump into an amazing video. Jason Graham. It is, man. It is, bro. It is burning. Canada, the fires are still continuing. And not just that, volcanoes and stuff that are happening. You guys see the sinkhole? Remember a couple of years ago in Florida, a man died through his freaking bedroom. His whole bed and room fell into a massive hole in Florida. Well, it just reopened up. About that, how are sinkholes formed? Well, in Siberia, Alaska, there's some areas in Russia where methane explosions are happening. You should see the size of the crater that exploded in Russia because of the methane. So what do you mean methane? Methane is stored inside of our earth. And at the same time, when sedimentary rock or igneous rock, all these different layers of rock, we got a rock will rot and a gas is emanated from that. It accumulates inside and then is pushed up and outwards. We're seeing a fluctuation with the volcanic activity where the cauldrons are filling up underneath the volcanoes where the rock is lower and there's rotting rock and it's causing methane. So you should see the size of the one in Russia, just absolutely ginormous. It exploded. So it explodes upwards and then forms this massive hole of a crater and debris all around it. So on the moon, maybe some of the craters were formed that way because we don't see any cone-shaped craters. On the moon, I've never seen a crater that I can confirm was from an asteroid. I have that much experience, right? No, it's because it's obvious. And craters don't ever happen overhead, ever. Have you ever seen a meteor coming into the atmosphere from straight up into the Milky Way, straight down to Earth? Not yet, anyways, right? It comes in and it skims across Earth's atmosphere and is pulled in, pulled down, and then digs a hole. And then at the end where the hole is, everything accumulates. There's this little V-shaped cone shape, and this big dirt accumulates on top. And you see a wider angle at the back, some ejectas forming and stuff. But you don't see that on the moon. When you go up on the moon, you see what looks like a carpet bombing. What's a carpet bombing? It's when they drop bombs, a plane, and they drop several of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you see the bombs on the ground from seen from overhead, where you just see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all these neatly placed bombs in a line that are exploding outwards from overhead, having been shot from overhead, not sideways. Not sideways. I don't see any on the moon. I don't see anything on the moon sideways like that. Oh, yeah, man. You know it. You and I both know it. Right on, Sean. Sean Doolittle. Thanks a lot, man. Time is a device for explanation of a process. Exactly what I just mentioned. Yes, that it's a tool used for something. Nothing more. Hi, all. Exactly. Thanks, Robin. Ben, you do mention your work. Pretty cool. Karen, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thanks to him for mentioning it. Danny, Karen, thanks for being here. Oh my gosh. I'm doing like the Back to the Future. I'm materializing. We'll be speaking about that too. Rose Cullum, we have an incredible video. Rose, what does my voice shake when I talk about photos against anxiety? First time here. Hello, all. That's a nice name. Very nice title, a name, an idea. I think there's some credibility to that. Dill the dog is there. Sorry about that. Sorry for the ones that I did miss. Danny, thanks for being a member, my friend. Something big is coming. Yes, something huge. We're going to see some great news on the 26th, my friends. It's coming. I'm so excited. I'm telling you, I'm ecstatic. Jay from the UK. Hi, Ross Coulthart said, yes, from News Nation. One of the UFOs is so big, they had to build a building on top of it because it can't be moved and he knows where it is. Wow. Thank you very much for sharing that one. I would have added that one to the stream today because that's great information. So yeah, right here on Earth, right? I bet you some of us can guess a few areas of where they could be. 100%. We're off to see that video here. Incredible video we're going to be looking at. Thanks for listening in, everyone. Won't touch that with a 10-foot pole. Yeah, same here. I will not. Nope. Same for me. I will refuse it. If they force me, well, I will be in jail. That's it. I accept the fate of what's going to be coming. But if we can't, these are great comments, by the way, guys. Questions and ideas. Hey, thank you very much, Ian Ross. Appreciate it, brother. Hello, Scotland. Awesome. I got a lot of people from Scotland here. Thanks, you guys. A beautiful country, an area. Maybe aliens are older than us in their lifetime. So how could they care, right, of interact on a small life like us? Bob Stan well said. But anyway, time is a toll. You're right. We'll see what's going to happen. But you're right about that. That's the same thing like aliens saying, people saying, oh, they're coming here for our water. Hey, guys, if they created us, they ain't coming here for our water, and they ain't coming here to cut our legs off or cow legs off. There's something to that. There are more than one alien species. Now, how scary would that be? More than one alien type. And I'm pretty sure that that's a fact. But we are being protected by aliens outside of Earth. That's a fact. But there are dangers also. As a matter of fact, there are some information pieces that might come in that is said to change and shock the entire world. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. Sure, I'll be shocked myself with certain things, but I'm ready for it because I want the truth. Jules D, evening to you. Thanks a lot, Jules. Yeah, it was a good one. Same here. Jules of Southern Oregon says, if our skies fill with ships, I will literally laugh my ass off just thinking of the terror the non-believers are going through. Yeah, yes. Okay, Jules, a lot of people in this community are going to agree with that because I'm where you are on that. I assure you the exact same thing. If our skies fill with ships, and I will laugh my ass off. And yes, I am thinking of the terror that the non-believers are going through. They are denying everything, and not even truthfully. They're just straight up denying everything. And the worst of it is that they're saying God exists. He might very well exist, but it has nothing to do with what's going on, or maybe it has a lot to do with what's going on. Religion will be affected by what's going on, that's for sure. So they have to come up with a plan, another system, because this system is operating. What's the batteries of this system, guys? Our corrupt system, what are the batteries of it? Pulling oil out of the ground, religious funding, funding for space. We're sending James Webb Telescope to the furthest galaxy to send back 3 jelly beans in an image. Say, look at that. Wow. The beginning of our universe. Thanks for your funding, $6.6 billion. Next, new fiscal year. We're going to need $2 billion more this year. We're going further. You've got to go further. I'm losing it. Bruce, I think it will be along things before people know who has the Neuralinks. That's another thing, exactly. You see, Albert Einstein, I compare him with Elon Musk. Like, he brought out this theory that Hitler was going to run after him to get the equation of an atomic bomb. So instead, he runs off, obviously not to the U.S., but I think he did. And then the U.S. is asking him. I think he just went on the side that was offering the most money, right? Well, they're doing the same with Neuralink. They let Elon Musk send the car to space, but they took that information that he's using and they're going to do other things in space. There's some type of deal being done, right? Lots of ups and downs that are going on. Space stuff in the house, my friend Richard Astor. Thank you very much. Not Richard Astor at all. Richard from Astor, Florida. Thank you very much. Yep, I believe they're mining on the moon. Gemma's here. Question for you. What is the best astronomical camera? Thank you. Hasselblad. No, I'm kidding. Trust me, I am kidding. I wouldn't know. The one on the market right now is the Nikon D850 that they're talking about. But you're going to pay a lot for a lens. And of course, if you want just a regular 30 millimeter lens on it with a camera, you can pay $10,000. US maybe 8,000. But that's how it is. The best. I have lots of opinions on that. The astronomical cameras. You will ask someone when you're buying a camera, what is the best astronomical camera? They will look at you with a face to say, I have no freaking idea. I have no idea. Unless the guy himself does astrophotography, right? What you're looking for is you're looking for quality of image. Looking for the most megapixels. You're looking for the best renowned camera that has maybe some cool functions that you're going to use. Don't forget, some cameras have 80,000 functions, but none that you're going to actually ever use. And some are even, even disturb other functions on the camera. But that would be a stream. I'd have to get into that a bit more in detail. I do not have a particular one. I'm always very careful, Gemma, when considering people to get astronomical cameras. But I did look into some that are $40,000 to $100,000. Now I can tell you those are amazing cameras, right? There's one that has 10 billion megapixels, not megapixels, megapixels, 10 billion megapixels. It can film at there's no limit at what it can film at. So that's some cool stuff. Notice how the guy warning against AI is the same guy who wants to put a chip in your. That's right. You said it, Tricardo. Absolutely. He's warning of the great dangers of, artificial intelligence because they're coming for us. And, it's because of Elon Musk. That's how it is. Anyone that comes out with an invention, it's the government that grabs it for control. Russia, China, the U.S. are yet again in another race. And they've never not been in a race. Let's be realistic. They've never not been in a race. Alberino just had an interview. Alberino, is that the brother of Barbarino? Alberino just had an interview discussing the war on Mars, the De Kuiper Belt, John De Kuiper, the Kuiper Belt, and civilizations that used to live on the planets. So it's getting interesting, yada, yada, yada. It really is, where they're going to possibly tell us, they're not going to tell us everything, but we are going to get a taste of an ancient being or civilization that was here. Could it be the Mayans? Could it be the Egyptians? Could it be us? Could it be all of us? Could it be the humans that came here and there were other beings here? As a matter of fact, Imagine that we were the ones that conquered giants when we came down here a long time ago. Our ancestors came down here and we were the smallest race in the entire universe, the smallest living being. And we came down here and we had the incredible power to take down giants. So we made the story of Goliath and David and Goliath, and we made, the Bible, and we, made cultures and just buried off culture. So every time they kill off a culture, the other one comes back, and by mistake, they undig some stuff. And then somebody is in charge on another frontal organization or subcommittee to be able to discriminate the archaeologists that are saying that's a giant with the bones that were carbon dated back to the time of Jesus Christ. No, no, no. They come up with something else, or they buy it. So imagine the archaeologist that's going to turn around and get $10 million from the government buying their stuff and saying, if you find anything else, we'll buy everything from you. So these people continue to shut up and to do these things. It's not, can't even say they're bad. It's almost just, make their own choice, because a relationship with the great creator is personal anyway. Very well said, Lisa Birch. And you're right, Brucers, things have definitely been removed from the Bible. 3 important books for today. Thank you very much. Like the Book of Enoch is a very interesting book that I've been looking at very recently. It's awesome to see how the quantum communication works, but scary. It is, Lisa. It's incredible. I'm excited that we're there. And at the same time, I'm concerned of who is using that power. That's the scary, scary stuff. Aussie Sue, thank you very much for being here. Everyone, much love and light from Queensland, Australia. Thanks, you guys. Maybe criminal. I'm going to get into the video right now. Bruce is live. He is one of the last back free speech. You inspire, my friends. Love you. Thank you very much. Divine Sorcerer, I missed him on top. He was here right at the beginning. Another paranormal researcher. He has a channel, videos about paranormal researching also. Crazy Music Space Jam is here too. You can check out his music collection. He even streams in English. He's French, but he streams in English because he gets so much support on his channel from English people. Mr. David White, good evening to you. Thank you so much for being here, man. Playing in my eye again. I try to go down because I miss everyone. I try to talk to everyone, but I can't. Flat Bastard, Nanu. Thank you very much. Yann Luca. Merci, mon frère. Merci encore d'avoir participé au dernier stream sur la chaîne française. Yann Luca, j'espère que tu vas revenir. On s'est très bien amusé. Rose, before I get into the video, says maybe Earth has all inside to stay cool and lubricated, and sucking it out has caused all these hot things to occur. Thought of that a lot. That's not crazy at all. Like, look at the oil that they're taking out. There are some natural processes that we've never seen happen. There's a repetitive cycle that happens, they say, about the sun and about the planets, where they repeat things. But over billions of years, what could happen on Earth that has never happened before? Lots of stuff. We don't know all the phenomena. We don't understand any phenomena, actually, guys. Everything's theoretical, by the way. They declared last year that a gravity wave was a wave. They were able to conclude that, by observing things. So again, it's always an opinion that you get along with, some truth. Bruce, a lot of the methane explosions are happening in Siberia, from the permafrost melting and allowing the escape of methane. See, that's exactly like what I was talking about and what I observed myself. The permafrost, the past couple of years, especially in Siberia and Alaska, the past 2 or 3 years. Remember last year, we saw the kids in Siberia swimming in 28-degree weather, which had never, ever occurred before there. It's really incredible, the stalagmites and everything that is showing us a view into tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of years before. Mammoth bones that are stuck underneath in the permafrost. So what happened is the permafrost froze so quickly, they even had some of the animals still had food in their mouths and in their stomachs, even in their mouths, as they were freezing up. instantaneously dying. The permafrost, the lower you go, the darker it gets, is very, very black. And what Space Stuff just mentioned, correct me if I'm wrong, this is in depth. I've been studying this too. It gets black, they carbon date it, and the lower you go down, the more you see that there is carbon in the air. So that means when it thaws out, all those dark areas of carbon is going to be let go into the air. Now, whether that's true or not, we don't know, because the carbon tax bullshit and everything, I get it. But carbon is a reality. Plants actually breathe in, all this. There's a process, right? Breathing in carbon monoxide. And then there's stuff about carbon dioxide, and there's stuff, information about all these things that can be recycled, by the way. Pollution can be recycled. The energy from nuclear that we're using, plutonium and everything, that can be recycled. And they invented that back in the 1960s, but they're not doing it. Why? I don't know why they're not doing it. They should be doing it, honestly. Johnny 5, thank you very much. Bruce, do you think will EMP us? You know what? It's a possibility that they can electromagnetically pulse us. Yes, it's very, very scary. An EMP attack, there's where can EMP attacks occur? It can be the sun. There's an EMP attack from the sun, depending on how strong the charge and radiation and explosion or whatnot. It could be a filament, it could be a solar storm, it can be a coronal mass ejection. It can also be an explosion like the Carrington event, which wasn't that big, the spot. Have you ever seen a Carrington event sunspot? It's like, like that. And you're like, oh my God, I was expecting it would be like that. And no, it's not. So the sun exploded yesterday, by the way. A cat classed an M, right? You go A, B, M, X. So M 5.7, yesterday's solar storm. So if there's a chance that radiation could reach Earth, well, it takes about 48 hours. We'll see. Scott Hart here. Thank you very much. And let's share the video. Thank you, everyone, for coming in. Dum, dum, dum. Mods, don't stop people from asking questions. I'm just going to say save questions till after. If you don't, it's okay. But I might miss them. Try to save them for after we watch this. Some interesting stuff. There's so many topics here in this video that we're going to be looking over. Recent news, everything and anything you want to know related to UFOs, upcoming events, updates, what people are talking about. It's all here. We're going to take a look at that together. We're going to share the entire screen quite simply. And I'll just open up that video that I made for you all on the desktop. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening in. So let's open this up. Now we're going to have some interesting video to look through and skim through. You want to get the ideas up. If you're new to the channel, thanks for taking the time to subscribe. We're actually losing subscribers again. They're able to hold me. So in other words, I don't get real subscribers for the past few months. It's one troll going up and down, quite simply. But are you ready? Bipartisan measure aims to force release of UFO records. Legislation backed by Chuck Schumer. I said Chris Schumer. Sorry about that. Chuck Schumer, the Senate Majority Leader, by the way. So it's higher up people talking because it's a higher up whistleblower like David Grush, which there are more than one, by the way. Like you all know, News Nation's exclusive interview with Ross Coulthart will bring a lot to the table. Would create a review board, right? And they are actually the Oversight Committee, and it's bringing the Declassification Act. It's an amendment that will force the Pentagon to speak out, and anyone that's doing any secret project or secret retrieval projects of UFOs will have to speak out. Whether some of you think that we will find out more or not, it's still progress to declassify documents related to unidentified aerial phenomena across the government. So that's in the news, right? Where, it could be the New York Times, but obviously not, because they're sort of more discrediting David Grush. And we're going to look into that you'll be very interested. This right off the bat, if you don't know this person, is Representative Tim Burchett, right? He is the House Oversight Committee Can we say manager? Or is it him that brought the bill? Either way, on Twitter, Representative Tim Burchett, the House Oversight Committee will hold a hearing on UAPs on Wednesday. That's the 26th coming, right? 7th month. We're done with the cover-ups. Now, don't forget, if the government doesn't speak out, we're seeing them right here bragging about that's it. Finish the cover-ups. You got to believe somewhere that on the inside, there are some agents that are going to want to bring some truth out. They can't all be corrupt on the inside. Like Mel Gibson in the last video I posted, where he said, you go into a town and it can't be everyone that's corrupt. How many people made funny videos about that? Mad TV, going to Disney, where all of a sudden somebody got shot and you see somebody running on the screen saying, hey, guys, somebody got shot. And then they bring in Tweedledee, Tweedledum to dance for the people and offering free ice cream to change people's ideas. People say, this is a stupid skit. It's only there for the people that are awake. It really is. I'm impressed. I know a lot of people back in the days used to talk about, in the movies, say that in the movies, there's a lot of truth. Not just a lot of truth. I think everyone that is awake and that has access to television is trying to bring some of the truth out. Why do actors disappear? Well, because of that reason, right? Arnold Schwarzenegger admits that his father's a Nazi and he becomes governor of California. Why? Yes, he admitted it on the news, by the way. And why don't people react to that? It's impossible that, Americans don't react to it. So Congress pushes to declassify UFO documents. Very interesting. I'm telling you. So if we look here, look at all the different titles. I've been looking at it 2 days ago, 2 hours ago. There's not much except the conversation here. So they're trying to discredit. They're saying first contact with aliens could end in colonization and genocide if we don't react right away. And they're scaring people. The Senator Schumer pushes measure to declassify UFO records. Chuck Schumer over here again, former astronaut turned senator, on whether he's seen UFOs. Be careful. It's CNN. So you got to laugh that, the first time that we're seeing good and bad now talking about all of these, right? Look up here, House Oversight Committee, ABC News, the Toronto Star talking about just 19 hours ago, a UFO hearing in Congress. Welcome to America's X-Files era. You got to admit, they never talked about that before. We're going to look at New York Magazine, New York Times too. You watch these shitheads that have totally turned, transhuman, and, their diversity programs that they're doing to change everyone and everything. People have to realize that you can still look at the news that's there, but understand these people are trying to tell you lies. That's pretty important, I think, to know. Moving right along. It gets interesting. Here's one that I want to explain to you about the Pentagon speaking, and let's just put my research over top that has nothing to do with what's being said under here, and let's just do a little comparison. And I don't know if you're going to put 2 and 2 together, but either way, if we play it here. Aliens might have already landed on Earth, says the Pentagon. A newly shared draft document explores the possibility that extraterrestrials have reached our home planet using artificially intelligent powered probes. If, as a theory, if the lights that I'm filming and everyone's filming around the world are some type of tool, alien intelligent probe. Do you know, guys, the first time I mentioned this years ago, I said it could be their telescopes for the aliens when they're sending out a camera or an eye to measure temperatures in our atmosphere and stuff. So it's basically along the same lines as what they're saying there. And this is me filming this shit, guys, not the Pentagon, not Luis Elizondo talking about this stuff. The Pentagon themselves are also talking about time travel and Earth people coming back through time travel. Why am I saying that? It's because they would never be mentioning that unless they were really worried about something. This one's a little concerning too, because it comes down to what I'm going to be talking about, the theme in this video, right? So Luis Elizondo, again, take it with a grain of salt here. Let's see. Luis Elizondo said UAPs have been observed at U.S. nuclear sites because don't forget, even Stephen Greer says that they're here to stop nuclear. I talked about it in 216 because as a theory, just a premonition. And for those that don't believe me, go back to in 216, look at my videos. Hundreds of thousands of times here on the channel. All of us, we talked about all, as a matter of fact, everything that's out in the news now as theories, my community and I, we've talked about this, everything that we're seeing right now about Oumuamua be time traveling. Some guy a year ago mentioned that on my thing. Maybe it's a time traveler. It's coming back in their spaceships. I mean, not only the government, has professional people. I think it has nothing to do by professionals. It has to do with common sense, where you'll ask a child what they are looking at in my research, like some of you have done, and they say, hey, look, there's a building there. Hey, it's on the moon. And they can say, hey, look, they see a building there. Kids, right? So being observed at nuclear sites as well as sites all over the globe. There does seem to be some sort of congruency or some sort of intersection between those UAP, watch out for trolls, guys, or UFO sightings and our nuclear technology. So Luis Elizondo, that was on the AA tip, right, program, which is supposedly dysfunctional right now. We'll look over the functional and dysfunctional programs also together. And our nuclear technology, whether it's nuclear propulsion, nuclear power and generation, or nuclear weapon systems. Furthermore, those same observations have been made overseas in other countries. We're going to be talking about other country UFO secret projects in Britain, England, China, all over the world. They too have had the same incidents. So that tells us this is a global issue. Now, in this country, which is talking about the States, we've had incidents where these UAPs have interfered and actually brought, hold on, let me watch this. I even deliberately highlighted this part. This is what jumps to my eyes and my ears. Now, in this country, the States, we've had incidents where these UAPs have interfered and actually brought offline our nuclear capabilities. Brought offline our nuclear capabilities. Good. I hope they get destroyed, your nuclear capabilities. Defense my ass. If there were no wars, we wouldn't need missiles. Years ago, they were supposed to abolish all nuclear programming, right? And they were supposed to abolish a whole bunch of things. The U.S. government, by the way, is saying parts of the defense is saying that there's never been any UFO secret project ever done, since way back in the 60s or 1950s. So it's going to come out. You could be sure it's all going to come out. So here's something interesting. If you take the time to do a little bit of research, and again, take into consideration, just like get over it. Doesn't matter. December 16th, 2022. You know how Google is. They will tell you and send out information left and right. Has anything been teleported yet? I asked that. Simple question. Scientists have been able to achieve teleportation, highlighted here, of a single particle. Now I'm thinking of CERN. In recent years, scientists and researchers have been able to teleport particles on the subatomic level, thinking of CERN again, through quantum entanglement. I'm thinking of the photons that China's, throwing out into space. You know what they're doing, guys? They're communicating with someone in frickin' interstellar space or another dimension, because the particles, the tangled particles that are flying through space, they can interact with each other. They can actually interact with each other and message each other back and forth at high speeds. But if you don't have quantum communication, you're not going to be able to communicate with a fast moving vessel or even a vessel that's outside of this universe. So that remains very scary that they could possibly be there. So through quantum entanglement, which occurs when the properties of one quantum particle affect another particle that's located somewhere else. Let me talk to you in English. CERN smashing atomic particles at high rates of speed, 700,000 times per second. Okay. If that was to interact with another unknown or dangerous or volatile element, that's the end, not only of Earth, probably be the end of this universe and maybe the one surrounding it, in an implosion of the entire, So do you think that they're not observing Earth and the nuclear capabilities that we have? You can be sure as hell they are. Could it be that aliens are coming here to tell us to stop using nuclear? Well, I'm going to throw it out there. You all know yourself. Stephen Greer's been saying it for a long time. So, again, take it with a grain of salt. No matter how you feel about Stephen Greer, I had some doubts about him too, Not necessarily doubts, but I don't know how to feel about the people because we don't know them. So it's hard to judge someone, when you're not just judging the person's character. Why judge someone unless you're just judging the person's character? I don't necessarily like him as a person, but I like that he's bringing this stuff out. He's not there to be smiley-eyed either, so he could be hypocritical, Stephen Greer, and smiling and attracting people and whatnot, but he's not. He's just straight up, obviously fearful for his life because there has been threats, and that's a bit about what I'm going to talk about. There's people inside of the government that are agents and secret agents that are being threatened to death and that fear for their lives, and they don't want to lose their retirements. There's a whole lot of those things going on for real. People also ask, well, I asked, has anything been successfully teleported? Like we just asked. Well, here's another one, another different date. Chinese scientists teleport photon to space. Now, that's going to bring up other questions about something recently that happened months ago, which we're going to get into. It's going to get interesting. Teleport a photon to space. Quantum satellite Miceus, right, flies past the quantum teleportation experiment platform in Tibet. That's right. Of all places, Tibet has a quantum teleportation experiment platform. But now hang on. You're going to say, but Bruce, Chinese scientists in Tibet? The Dalai Lama doesn't like the Chinese CCP government. As a matter of fact, they say that the Dalai Lama is a devil. And with the kissing and sucking of a tongue that happened recently, I'm not even going to get into this disgusting subject, but I'll tell you what, mocking all the time Dalai Lama with his little devil ears. So China is on the territory of Tibet doing experimentation. The US is on the territory of Canada doing experimentation, right? Well, China is also in, what is it, Dominican Republic? Is it Cuba? They're going to be building a base there. And, hello, what the hell is going on? We need to secure our borders. People were mad at Trump for wanting to build a wall. Holy shit. I'm happy that I'm not president because a lot of you would hate me. There would definitely be nothing racist with me saying to put up secure borders around us, not stopping anyone from going in or out, just filming everyone going in or out. Instead of having cameras surveil people in their homes, have cameras in public locations, right? Do you know that there's an effing camera in everyone's home, probably, with this freaking computer that you call computer that you have, that we all have? Why don't they put them in old folks' homes? Why don't they put I'm enraged, guys. Why don't they put cameras in freaking schools, in hospitals, where people are being abused? Nope. We're going to surveil people in their homes. We're not going to surveil daycare centers. If I was elected as a mayor or for anything politic or prime minister or a friggin' leader in politics, I wouldn't ask for anything else except for camera surveillance in schools, in elderly old folks' homes, anywhere where there's, bowlings. If you have a business, public bar opened up where people are there, have surveillance cameras up. I'm all for that. But why surveillance people in their homes? Anyways, long story short. So this is July 14th, 2017, where Chinese scientists supposedly teleported photons to space, literally teleported the photon that they had to space, right? So look at it the way you want. Take it with a grain of salt or use that information as, here's something very interesting. very hilarious too at the same time. It's what we're talking about. Now, I've filmed some of these, and I'm going to show you some of my footage filming these mamas going by in space. Quantum satellite Mikius or Misius, right? You can look it up yourself, flies past the quantum teleportation experiment platform in Tibet. Chinese scientists have announced they successfully teleported information, quantum communication, teleported information on a photon that's sending out information to spaceships on entangled particles, which communicate with themselves as they scatter light through space. Interesting. They successfully teleported. No, Bruce. They successfully teleported information on a photon from Earth to space, spanning a distance of more than 300 miles. So there's an interesting one. So that's when it started making me dig a little. So now what we're going to look at here, it's close to Mount Fuji in Japan. This is September 2022. I can't believe that much time has flown by, straight from the Hiratsuka City Museum, Meteo Midzia, where I get my weather. A camera, right, detected a strange laser, green filament laser, okay, on its way at fast rates of speed going by. Not a filament, but and we're going to see that live right now. So take into consideration what I told you about them teleporting messages out to space. Quantum communication. They've been in contact with something out there. Is it alien? Is it not alien? They are sending out numbers. So this is what you want to look up. It's the ICE-SAT-2 satellite. So I don't think it's the ICE-SAT-2 satellite that's doing the lasers. It's apparently what caught the lasers. So that's what they say. So there's a bit more information. So here we're going to see it quite simply. I converted it because that's what I do with my research to see better in the sky. And I'm going to show you some footage at the same time. Watch it go by here. Little messages going by that we are picking up. Satellites are picking them up. So here's something that I caught in the sky, not with an infrared camera, just with a regular camera going by in the middle of the afternoon. The moon is tiny. So these objects are flying around. There's a bird, but there's not a bird. So if we're talking about artificially intelligent alien objects that are gathering information, or are they the ones causing the temperatures to change on Earth? Is something being destroyed? Is something being changed so that the elites can't do a certain thing that we know not of? And we're getting some other information about something that could be totally a complete lie, right? Maybe it's not the right information that we are getting about what is going on. So you can see objects going by with my regular P900 camera. You can tell because 16 megapixels. Now, what is this object going by here? Right there, you can see my arrow, unless you're on your tiny phone or your watch phone. Watch it go by. We zoomed up here. Canadian geese, maybe drones, I don't know. Watch the lights on that little cigar-shaped object going by. Bing, bing. Something's happening. They're doing something to the animals. They're registering, monitoring. Something's happening. Is it China? Is it Russia? Do aliens exist? You can be sure as hell aliens definitely exist. So look. And again, take it with a grain of salt. This is just me showing my research with the infrared camera of me seeing objects going by. And yes, it was as fast as a laser. I'm slowing it down. This was a quick flash in the sky going by. You can say what you want. There's no difference with exactly what NASA just showed. Same shape and size and length, and it's doing the same thing going by in the sky. This is seen with the infrared camera. So you got, it's not like a falling star thing that's breaking up. It's something that's continuing along, maintaining its same physical shape and form. not breaking up. But I have caught some that have broken up, and I'll show you some. Not quite the same, where we can say, oh, that's something that burnt up in our atmosphere. So if we look very close, it's just quite simply some weird cigar-shaped object going by, flash of light, UFO phenomena, UAP. That's what they call an unidentified anomalous phenomena. Now, this one, on the other hand, possibly breaks up entering the atmosphere or appears and disappears the minute it touches some of the oxygen. And some of these, again, have, pill shapes and pill forms. What is this in space with the infrared camera? It's debris of some type. Lots of objects that are going around us that we're not seeing, whether it be a war. They're talking about the debris that's around space. I mean, this is nothing less than incredible when you're looking at all that. For me, it's mind-boggling. We'll slow it down here. You're going to see this object open itself up. It's like a string, a rope with two knots on the end, like a dog toy that is flying around through space there. You could see it's something really long and big, right? Secret projects, you say? They're doing plenty of secret projects. Block your eyes, it's going to be bright. So now this is important. I know a lot of you are starting to learn about this too. It just came out, but I want to explain to you real quick. We're moving along quickly now. The video is more than halfway through. Non-human intelligence. What is non-human intelligence? So we touched a lot of that point here in the video, showing you some of the drone or objects that I caught, which could actually be alien also, right? These things that people are saying that aliens don't have our technology. What if they do? What if they have metallic ships with fuel and they have metallic objects like satellites that they send out? It would be another race against our race where we'd never be able to find the difference unless they actually finally admit it at one point. Non-human intelligence, the term. If there's any contributions later, you all, I will be able to thank you. We're almost done here, and I'll be answering questions too at the same time. So keep them ready for in a couple of minutes. What is non-human intelligence? I was wondering myself. I have my ideals, but it's like, what do they mean, non-human intelligence? They say humans were killed by non-human intelligence. Well, that's starting to scare me, because what I filmed in the yard the other day could very well be non-human intelligence if it's not Russia or China or America. Non-human intelligence means any sentient. Now, please take the time to look up terms. Sentient, something intelligent that can gain knowledge and share knowledge, learn and teach. Okay. So get informed on these words and terms that they always shoot out there that are hard to understand sometimes. Non-human intelligence means any sentient, intelligent, non-human life form, regardless of nature or ultimate origin, that may be presumed responsible for unidentified anomalous phenomena, or of which the federal government has become aware. There's one interesting there. Go to the next one, quite simply. In general, the term unidentified anomalous phenomena, UAP, used to be aerial phenomena. Now it's changed to anomalous phenomena. Means any object operating or judged capable of operating in outer space, the atmosphere, ocean surfaces, or undersea, lacking prosaic attribution. Right here, lacking prosaic attribution. What does that mean? Related to something. So if it's lacking prosaic attribution, my finding is lacking prosaic attribution. There's nothing that I showed in the video that could bring someone to the conclusion that it is Chinese related, or anything on Earth related, right? So the prosaic attribution, if you look up prosaic and you look up attribution, you'll understand exactly what the meaning of that is. It's that if it's lacking prosaic attribution, it's what I was talking to you before about. Here's an example: heat signatures, UFOs entering the ocean or waters, moving the ocean. If there's no prosaic attribution, like the water moving or bubbles or sound, if there's no reaction with what looks like no interaction with the physical world, so there's going to be a lot of new terms and different characteristics. As for the UFO community on YouTube, that's one thing. But if you're really studying about the UFO community, the terms that I'm going to be using now, a lot of people, that are used to just hearing UAP or UFO are going to be very lost. UAP has already changed twice. It went from unidentified aerial phenomena to unidentified anomalous phenomena. But in reality, I could say unidentified unknown object. It's a UUO. It's not wrong. It's not a term maybe they're using, but unidentified unknown flying object, a UFO. It's, they're just, it's stupid, but that's basically what they're doing, right? We have submerged UFOs. There's UFOs that travel and into other dimensions and come to this dimension, would have to one of three ways: bending space and time, coming in through a wormhole, quantum entanglement. This is what the pros now are sitting down learning about. For me to sit down and jump into quantum entanglement, I'm not going to bullshit anybody, right? We don't have to, because I want to keep it interesting. So lacking prosaic attribution due to performance characteristics, like I just said, right? Are they moving fast through the sky? Are they bright? Do they disappear? Are they flashing? Are they changing directions quickly? Do they appear more than once? Performance characteristics and properties not previously known to be achievable based upon commonly accepted physical principles. So if something's defying laws of physics, it could be considered an unidentified anomalous phenomena. What I filmed, not having any sound, stopping right in its tracks and hovering over the house then leaving, is one of those objects. My object, I could consider it, label it with its characteristics as being an unidentified aerial phenomena or an unidentified anomalous phenomena. So it was an object that was operating, or that I judged operating, being capable of operating in outer space, because I saw it come down, right? I saw it in the atmosphere, interacting in the atmosphere. I didn't see it in the ocean, but if it was something I was observing, they mark and they label all these characteristics till they try to find out, again, back engineering it or trying to find out where it's from. Unidentified anomalous phenomena are differentiated from both attributed and temporarily non-attributed objects by one or more of the following observables. So if you're confused, it's because you're understanding. I'm not going to pretend I'm not confused. It's a shit show. Instantaneous acceleration absent apparent inertia. So again, I got chills. We're talking about UFOs that defy laws of physics. Guys, we can say that it's humans. We can say that it's drones and stuff. We don't have that technology to be able to appear, disappear, and travel through time and bend space and time. Some of you say that we do have the capability. Sure, some people know about it. They're experimenting it. They've been experimenting a long time. They've achieved some things. I mean, we all know that. Without knowing exactly what it is they achieve, we know possibly they achieve, something. So instantaneously acceleration. Have I showed instantaneous acceleration? Yes, very few times. Of course, right? It's not something you see every day. I've seen directional changes in the sky also. So hypersonic velocity absent a thermal signature and sonic shockwave. Why? Well, on the moon, what I'm observing, I've seen some shock waves, and some maybe do not have the shock waves. So they're able to conclude on whether these objects are objects that we build and objects that coincide with the laws of physics. We build our UFOs around the laws of physics. How could we not? They wouldn't function, right? Laws of physics are good for each planet. When you leave a planet, laws of physics are different for every planet. Laws of physics in space don't go with the laws of physics that are here. Speeds change, light speeds change, speed of sound, light, it would all change depending on the temperatures. And here on Earth, depending on the sea level, right? The speeds are different. Speed of sound is different depending on sea level. Do you know that? That's how it is. So instantaneous acceleration, absent apparent inertia. It's what we're talking about. Not moving anything, bending space and time. Why do you think Stephen Greer says the aliens are here? In essence, not physically. Me, it juggled my mind years ago. It's like, what is it with everyone saying that? David Grush did the same things. Ross Coulthart said, so you mean to tell me that we have in our possession alien bodies and alien extraterrestrial spacecraft? He says, if you want to call it that, yes. Right? Because he's not explaining everything. They're not necessarily here in the friggin' physical world. And before we even understand that, we have a lot of research to do, right? I'm at ease with the possibility that they can be coming in from outside of this dimension. It is very scary also. It would not be the first time that they're doing this. Who knows? Maybe we have left our realm of our distances in space. I mean, guys, James Webb Telescope, Voyager 1 and 2, that's now in interstellar space, and all of a sudden we're getting messages now. I think it's pretty obvious, right? Transmedium, such as space to ground and air to undersea travel. I've not witnessed it, but military has witnessed them going down to submarines in very low depths of the ocean by themselves, and they see UFOs buzzing them underwater, not causing any bubbles, not causing a sound or anything. How can it be? So that light that is here, I think it's safe to say that it is their eyes. And that's just quite simply a way of explaining it without knowing what it is. The same way scientists have turned around and said, we've discovered dark matter. Why do they call it dark matter? Because it's something dark that you can't see unless viewing it through a certain frequency. NASA and scientists are all about those frequencies. Our eyes, between 400 and 700 nanometers, can't see anything over the scale of the 700 nanometers and under 400, low and high frequencies. As a matter of fact, there's pitches and sounds and decibels that we can't hear. It could be as silly as explaining to you like a dog whistle that can affect their ears and not ours. So what could the governments be doing to us to affect us through frequencies? Anyways, yeah. Direct energy weapons much, you say? Ground to air to undersea travel, positive lift. Here's another one. Contrary to known aerodynamic principles. So the lift that I saw was an object stationary over my house and then lifted up and left. So positive lift, contrary to known aerodynamic principles, confirmed. So I do have many points on my UFO sighting myself. Multi-spectral signature control. Now, hang on. Lots of different things that they can read around these UFOs. Probably many emanating frequencies that are coming off of these mamas that James Webb and everything are seeing many, many, many readings of many different frequencies, different things that are occurring, right? Like that Chinese video that I showed, the UFO leaping, or that bending of space and time. Who says it's bending of space and time? Maybe it's quite simply a heat signature, because that's what they look like. You got to look at shock waves behind UFOs. I've seen some in my footage, but that will differentiate and characterize whether they're human or extraterrestrial, partly. Multispectral signature control. Physical or invasive biological effects to close observers and the environment. That's another really scary thing. Maybe the UFO that came down to my house could have gotten me sick. Some of these are poisonous. Did you know MUFON? Like, I know a lot of MUFON investigators, and you do know that MUFON is governmental, right? MUFON is governmental, that picks up all UFO sightings from amateurs like you and I that have findings, and they bring that to the table, the Pentagon and stuff. So the Pentagon doesn't have to interact with these people. MUFON can, and investigators. So when I had the luck to interact with MUFON investigators, John Lear, Garpan, Jan Vednet, Garpan, Ufology Association, in correspondence to the Space Force, imagine of all people, they're all curious and finding out what amateurs are seeing and talking about. But it's a hush hush sort of community where there's no big gangs or forums where people are talking about all this when it comes to the investigators and stuff like that. There are some, but they're very limited in what they say. And I don't know if it's because MUFON deliberately forces the investigators to be doubtful, but a lot of them are really, I find a lot of MUFON people don't really believe in UFOs, so take that with a grain of salt or not. Physical or invasive biological effects, close observers, and the environment. Is that not scary to you? So here's where it gets interesting. Take a sip of my coffee here. It is cold. UFO organizations, sightings by country, from Argentina, Australia, Belarus, Belgium, Brazil, Canada, China, France, all the way down to United Kingdom, United States. UFO organizations, there's conspiracy theories. I love that. There we go. The conspiracy theories. Area 51, which is not a conspiracy. Bob Lazar, which is not a conspiracy. Majestic 12, it's not a conspiracy. Men in Black, not a conspiracy. All these things, right? But here's something interesting. All these different countries that are doing, research, but let's just focus in on the United States active ones. There's also inactive defunctional ones, right? Advanced aerospace on the bottom here, the ones that are defunct. So let's just use the ATIP, Arrow, that's how they call them. For CSI, COS, you got NIDSI, you got NICAP, and GYNAD, right? UFO Investigators League. What the hell? Who is funding all of these? And are they closed? No. These are now these, right? And that's how they hide stuff. They have frontal organizations. Center for the Study of Extraterrestrial Intelligence, CSETI. Center for UFO Studies, International UFO Congress, Mutual UFO Network, MUFON. For some of you, a lot of you come on my channel and say, Bruce, MUFON's just an amateur site that somebody opened up to, it's not governmental. And no, they actually are governmental, but it's considered the Mutual UFO Network. But again, that in accordance to the government, they're working with the government. Because I was invited in August 2021 to present my work of the object that came down on my yard and the UFOs on the moon. Did you know that they didn't put mine in till months after, re-added it, because they said they ran out of time? They didn't want people seeing my research. I'm telling you, it's in now. If you go to the international forum of UFO reunions, where MUFON people and everyone reunite together, the real people, the real McCoys, people that are on Wikipedia, the pros, right? Advanced ufologists meet up there. I was on the panel sitting there with my research, not being presented as a genius, but being presented as someone that's showing UFOs. I got to speak for 6 minutes about my research. So in reality, the Pentagon, Space Force, MUFON are vetting me. They're going to analyze me. They're going to see if it's real, if I get more of the same event. So my stuff is in data, was gathered there. So look at it the way you want. It's, a good thing. This is what David Grush was on, Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force. So what is it called now? Let me guess. They're going to change it to Unidentified Anomalous Phenomenon Task Force. Did you know that the Black Vault also leaked some information and some documents that said, which the government denies, that there is a unidentified aerial phenomenon joint task force also to go along with these forces, right? These associations. So they're always opening new associations all the time. You got to wonder, right? So again, real close. Those are these are the ones. You can look them up yourself. At the hearing, we're going to hear some people, hopefully from some of these, that are going to come out and talk. I don't think we'll see anyone from MUFON. Maybe the International UFO Congress. Not sure. CSETI, there'll be some people there probably. But who knows? We don't know at all if they're going to be there or not. So the list of UFO organizations, Belarus, Estonia, Sweden, we don't need to get into that much more because you can see that it goes, a long way down. So what we have here is failure to communicate. Many UFOs whistleblowers are fearful about speaking out after speaking out. I want you guys to know that it's true. New York Magazine, look what they wrote. The UFO whistleblower is back with more crazy claims. Look what they posted June 12th. The UFO whistleblower is back with more crazy claims. So that's the difference between looking at real media and fake media. But it doesn't matter if you go watch and to see what they're showing. Just take it with a grain of salt with what they're saying. We're not alone. The UFO whistleblower speaks, which is David Grush, former intelligence officer, which he was former intelligence, makes claims of potential extraterrestrial life. Whistleblower US has quite a number, right? The whistleblower, that's what they're saying. US has quite a number of non-human vehicles, quite a number. David Grush, we're definitely not alone. Running right along here, almost done. We're going to look at the future car here. For those that didn't know it, that is David Grush, right? Love the smile. Just love the face. He's like, yeah, yep, aliens. So what? Love it. Now, to finish off the video, starting at 9:11 in the video, we're going to talk about Alef Aeronautics. This was recently posted. Thumbs up, everybody. And if you're just arriving, say to yourself, I'm not going to be able to monetize this because I'm showing, research and stuff like that of other people and on News Nation. So thumbs up because it's obviously going to be taken down or demonetized. Let's get right into it. And then we'll talk to each other. We got a couple of minutes together here on the video. So the Alef Aeronautics, what I know, $300,000. It also turns and flies sideways, but the person inside is always right side up, flies forward like a tic-tac, sideways. Alef Aeronautics, $300,000 UF, 200 miles that it can reach. This is the interior that you are looking at, going to be legally and sold on the market by 2025. You can see all the panels, carbon or whatever that's on it here to get an idea. It looks like they took a Miata. I mean, do you feel like we're back in the 60s? Look at that crap. Seriously, you're going to fly through the air with this. That's probably about as smart as the guy that went into the ocean gate and got imploded, So they took a Miata, which looks like the Jetson sort of car thing. That's the only thing that's missing is the bubble, Jetson bubble, right? It's pretty much the same thing. And yeah, it's becoming a reality, guys. So take into consideration everything at the same time. Eventually in the future, it's becoming very real. Highways, like what we see on the moon. So now, what will we have to do to hide the traffic in the air? Well, it'd already be hidden with the atmosphere and clouds and smoke, but we'd have to have these objects riding under the clouds, like we see here also. And this is Earth, by the way. Watch this. On the left, all these cars have arrived at an accident, a turned over truck. Watch the car in the left middle lane that rises up. There it is. And he's going to go over the area where the accident is. Don't forget, this isn't just bullshit. This is going to be on the market there. We're there, 2025. While they'll be going to the moon, they'll be talking about this, right? I still believe they're going to be setting it back. So look at that landing there, back on the highway, and then on its way. It can travel higher in the sky, right? And travels forward just like this. Watch. My son, my wife, is it son or wife Elroy? My wife Elroy or my son, no, my wife Judy. My son Elroy. Anyways, yeah, scaring the shit out of you. This is real, guys. That's what we're coming to. We're going to be, you know, Jetsons jettisoning themselves around here. But this is what that object's going to look like. So now, when we see objects that I'm showing you in the atmosphere of the moon, who says it's not sideways cars? Like the same principle and technology is what they're doing right there. Look at that. He's sitting straight, like right now, facing forward. The ball turns in the middle as this object. So the Alef Aeronautics flying car, $300,000 US, I think, will be presented on the market by 2025. So what do you think of that? Nespa, beautiful. Is that not interesting? Let's stop sharing that and I'll head back. Yes, almost 7:00. It was long. We made a good stream. I wanted everyone to listen to the news. Anyways, I'm probably the only one excited. Oh, look, I left space stuff up on the bottom. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, well, I hope we were able to see. Anyways, hey, Bruce, a new member, Ian Ross. Thank you so much, Ian. Thanks, brother. I love you for it, guys. Thank you so much for generous contributions. Johnny 5, Metaphysical Mike. And again, Ian Ross. Thank you, man. Thanks, guys. Wow. Metaphysical Mike talking about linear time feels so fake to me. How about you, Bruce? I love my awake friends. I've learned so much with you and from you, guys and gals coming here. So will they attack us with an EMP attack, man? I don't know. I don't think so. I think I'm more worried about humans trying to do it. Yes, if that's what you mean. I think, but then again, you're right. Aliens could possibly come down and take out the grid because they have to take out the grid to start off, right? I'm sure good things are going to happen. I'm sure it's going to be a good outcome. I'm telling you, I think this is honestly, all a good outcome. I honestly feel that. Yes, I'm super zoomed again. I can see the nose hairs on Bruce. Yes, so much super zoom. So bad. I know. Sorry about that, y'all. Scott, how's it going, man? Let me scroll down here. George Kloss is here. I'm going all the way down. Christy Lindsay's here. Christy, another one, fasting. Keep it up, you guys. Love you, Christy. Musk is the largest U.S. defense contractor. He is. He'd be nothing without DARPA. Yes, that's right. And DARPA, who is hired, what is DARPA? DARPA is the U.S. defense, different branch, different tasks, same shit, right? So it's defense. You got DARPA, you have the CIA, you have the Federal Bureau of Investigation, NRO. We're going to go into a whole bunch of different associations, but they're doing some of the same things, but they're each tasked and charged to do some other things. DARPA has been caught doing mine experimentation as early and not that far back in 2015. How do you feel about that? MK Ultra exists, right? Helm CIA back in the day, 30,000 files, 20,000, 30,000 files that were, deleted, destroyed. You got to look those things up. The Montauk Project, the Philadelphia Project, Blue Book, Blue Beam. Just look them up one after the other. All these things, which, by the way, the governments are saying, never has there been any experimentation or secret projects or anything. The Navy, not that long ago, said that they're not going to divulge anything UFO. They actually caused problems to the Freedom of Information Act. That came out, FOIA requests. When you hear people talking about FOIA requests, it's the Freedom of Information Act. Your ears must be buzzing. I repeat it all the time. American citizens have rights to that act with the Constitution and everything. They have rights to have things declassified that are classified relating to the government, not only UFO related, like they did with the assassination of Kennedy, which turns out was the CIA, right? Now, so all these things are coming out. Oswald had very deep roots to the CIA, by the way. He was being monitored. They were monitoring the CIA were monitoring his emails before, approximately over a year before the situation happened with the president. So why would that be? That's information also just coming out. I hope, God damn, I hope that was leaked. I hope it's not something from a whistleblower channel that I'm saying that's not leaked yet. Anyone read Artemis by Andy Weir? Good insight to how a moon city and mining would possibly be. Jules D, thanks for coming back. Thanks for being here. Those are interesting things to look up for sure. Paradox, fossils. Alan, thank you very much. Ouch, that's good. Gotta be outside the slide zone. Carlos, Middle Miss, how's it going? Have you seen the red planet yet? Someone said it's coming real soon. I have a video that all of you that saw it said that I filmed Nibiru. It's a giant planetoid, for real, that is beside the sun, that I filmed the clouds in front of it, thus proving that it wasn't pixelation or a spot in my camera. And that, my friend, is way back in 218, 217. Have I seen it? Maybe, possibly. They're not hiding that it exists. There's several objects inside of our solar system. When I'm talking to you, and when they say that this is in the solar system, it's always a confirmation of something that was confirmed, whether it be real or not, by a credible source, right? Several objects inside of our solar system. Several years ago, you heard of NEOs, near Earth objects. They call them NEOs, right? Near Earth objects. There's a whole shitload of them that are stationary, geostationary orbit, turning the same revolution, the same orbit as Earth. They're not being seen because Earth is turning with Earth. So when you look up in the sky, you'll see a dot because the asteroids are turning with Earth. You wouldn't see an asteroid going by in the sky if they're geostationary orbit. So now, about those UFOs coming from other planets, all they have to do is align themselves with the rotation of Earth and not get caught. And now, if you're intelligent enough or out of the box enough, you're going to say, Bruce, that's like the moon. Moon is staying in geostationary orbit, is locked in orbit, so they say, because of the tidal locked with Earth, right? Moving in synchronicity with Earth, well, much like a spaceship, right? Lisa, a lot of you believe in the theory that the moon could very well be a spaceship. Let me scroll all the way down and see where we are. Bruce, my brother, and disappeared. Is it possible for the tar sands to... Oh, shit. Tar sands. Wow. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about that, but actually a couple of months ago, they were talking about it. I'm no professional about it, but I would be worried about it, honestly. I would be worried about it, the possibility of it. Just a little bit. Coffee in hand, I'm ready. Tell me about it. Our polar cap was irradiated hard the past couple of days. Hell is breaking loose at the poles. Yesterday, another explosion on the sun. The sun's southern pole is in the progress of shifting. This is scary stuff. There is, my friend, they're probably already up. Bruce Schwartz 75 at commercialgmail.com. I had a lot of friends here. I still do have a lot of friends here that unfortunately did not believe that I can't access certain emails, but I don't care anymore because I spend so much time. I spend so much time every day in emails. It's just, I'm pretty sure you probably all won't believe everyone that's emailing me. I interact with a lot of you because you're all my friends. A lot of you email and stuff like that. And I'm continually missing the chance of being able to answer the emails and stuff like that. I love you more. Pluto, Brutus 2. Thank you very much, you guys. They will stonewall like always. Yeah, like 45 declassifying documents they aim to try and hang with bread and a circus. I hear you, but we'll get some truth, though. That's for sure. Hey, same. Actually, not 70s. I was sucking my thumb in the 70s, but yeah, absolutely. Mad TV. Probably considered racist today. Well, they were. But that's how it used to be. Saturday Night Live, everything, you know. It is. It's a real shit show that's happening. Really is. Maybe Criminal says, Professor Philip Newshome Curtin, University behind the paywall. Please share, expose. Okay. Share this work, guys. Never mind about other advertisements. If you come here, share this research. No one's ever shown what I show on the moon. And it's not even going to be part of this disclosure. I might get killed. So, hey, help me get the research out so I won't get killed. Yeah, Obama is another one. You do your homework on him on the Rumble channel. You will see that his, she, wife are not the girl's mother. You will see it as scary crap going on. Well, of course, Big Mike. Michelle Obama is actually Mike Obama. They were friends, both him and him, Obama, Barry Sarasota, real name, right? They went to college, big frat parties, homosexual parties, and all. The truth is completely out there. Those that know it. Yep, same. They're experimenting shit, but they're not going to be changing anything deliberately for sure. Yeah, he's covering what we all are covering, what I'm covering. Just the same things they're going to be repeating. Clayton. It's a CIA circle jerk. It's an interagency battle where they're going to have to expose. Things are going to get exposed. Johnny Five believes Elizondo is a disinformation agent. Actually, how come? I guess I didn't show Luis Elizondo. I was supposed to show some of him. That could very well be, but they're trying to take away his classification. Disinformation agent, bringing out UFOs, and I can't declare it yet for me because I haven't seen any information about that. By what BS, Mikkel Grum, my friend, what exactly and particularly? I'm sharing what's going on in the news, guys. It's not about believing or not believing. I know what's happening, by the way. I know the aliens are coming to save Earth, and they're coming to kill the elites. So get ready. Going to be lots of gruesome bloodshed that I'm going to be enjoying watching. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be gruesome. There's nothing bad that's going to happen to us, guys. I'm telling you. Nothing. Aside from the Depop and all the shit that people dying around us or whatever, sure. I mean, that's always going to be. But as a whole, no, I don't think so. Thank you, Bruce, for today's stream. Thank you. Thank you, Bob Stan, for the comments and everything, you guys. Much respect to you all, by the way, for your opinions. I mean, listen. Lisa Birch, I don't think I trust more of our American GOP. I really don't even recognize being either Democrat or Republican. If anyone, because the platforms are so changed. I remember voting split back in the day. Well, that, Lisa Birch, thanks for sharing that, would be like us here in Canada. Us here in Canada, it was half-half. You know, people were voting, liberal. They were voting, Parti Québécois. I'm talking about my province, but basically juggling. Like one side was trying to bring things to the table, and the other side was also trying to bring some things to the table. But now the Democrats are like, hey, tranny night, in schools and stuff like that. They're even having weekend trips with the kids in schools to get used to knowing the trannies. Some of those people are pedophiles that were fresh out of jail. The government's rehiring, guys. That's right. I'm not bullshitting you. It's a shit show of a story, guys. I'm telling you. 80,000 people missing from the border, Mexican? Pfft, that's nothing. How many Americans are missing? Okay. How many Canadians are missing? Right? Over the years, all countries, people being taken away. So do I. Yes, thank you, Space Stuff. I don't feel bad. It's not his fault. Really sorry about that, guys. Sorry for having left it up. Damn. I usually remember. One to ask, have to sit back as a citizen and look at the whole picture and say, well, that all have to know what's going on. I mean, seriously. Yes, seriously. Right about that. Give me a second, guys. Let me get some water here. Sorry about that, everyone. You know what this reminds me of? Camouflage. Hear me out. Where you see the ALL behind me here, ALL, there's the two World Trade Centers. But anyways, you see the ALL there. Imagine if the ALL was a surface of a planet that they wanted to hide, right? Using a camouflage. Imagine what they could do. No, you don't understand? You don't understand? Once they have all their money, then what if there are no people? See, that's the thing, right? They need, if they need us, it's because they need our money for some reason. For some reason, the elites need our money because it's still a money system. So they're not that important, the elites. Remember that one. Agua. They mentioned that Volodymyr Zelensky is harassing Christians. Yep. Nuns, etc. First week, they abolished them all out, and they even set up laws about the Christians. The first week of the war, I remember in Ukraine. I remember those wars going by. I remember the Christian Ukrainian people fleeing, running into Russia, actually, right? And other countries. Not sure what that's about. Not exactly like you, but yep, that's very, very true. I've been taken off line in the US. Yes, we in the UK only have active submarine systems. The nuke storage sites have been scanned, but not disabled. That's right. So now lots of stuff is going to happen. Because see, it's a long process, guys, right? Yeah, there's some people, right, where we're not sure of. We get the intuition. Sometimes we don't trust them or not. Ian Ross says, I have a lot. Thanks for being here, man. I have a lot of respect for Stephen Greer. Please confirm I'm putting my trust in the right place. I can confirm one thing to you. It's important for you to listen to what Stephen Greer is talking about. Lisa Eckerly's listened to what he's saying, but she's still taking it with a grain of salt, right? Not putting words in her mouth, but it's like she mentioned the other day here on the stream. Not too sure about certain people. This Linda Moulton Howe. I'm not too sure about her. I'm confused as to who she was supposed to talk to about an alien. She's won some awards for film, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, is a cinematographer. Jeremy Corbell's a cinematographer. So, but that's how it is. And it makes me laugh. People say, and it makes me laugh, but I'm doing the same thing as you all. Bob Lazar, guys, I love Bob. I spoke to him online, not in person, but yes, really him, when he was on MySpace, right? I don't know if you guys remember that back in the day. The guy was there and very active. He was selling shirts. He's a nuclear physicist, and he was selling shirts and stuff like that. I would interact with him. My son even interacted with him. Not an interact. We talked to him 2 or 3 times. And I told him, I said, Mr. Lazar, I hope one day, that you will be able to find out about what exactly is on the moon by looking at my research and stuff like that. Said, if you are curious, I said, a lot of people are exposing UFOs. I said, like you did, you inspired me, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do. So anyways, long story short, much appreciation. You don't have to reply to this. I said, my name is Bruce Schwartz. I'm from Montreal, Quebec. Bruce Sees All is my channel. Please check out the very revealing UFO videos. And I said, I'm not a goof. It'll be worth your while. It'll be as interesting as what you said about Area 51, because I'm really showing it on the moon. And then I heard later on, so he responded, he said, I will check it out, Bruce. Very polite guy. He's a polite guy. Obviously he won't. Maybe he will, but it doesn't matter. He doesn't have to talk to me about it. But Bob Lazar is one that says there's nothing on the moon. So I do take him with a grain of salt. What if Bob Lazar in theory is hiding that they're on the moon, and that he wanted to bring that attention out that the aliens existed? So he said that they were in the Zeta Reticuli star system. Now, again, I'm not even saying I think that. I don't. It's theories. If you come to Bruce's channel, Bruce brings out all the theories. There's religious theories about, us, them being fallen angels. Some people think I'm interacting with demons. I respect that. But it's that there's more than just one being. There's not one being. Ladies and gents, I can't thank you all enough for having stopped by. Hey, Mojo's Mama B. We should also demand parks to keep true records of all occurrences. That is another thing. And if you mean parks occurrences with kids, or I'm sorry, if you mean in the parks of like national parks and stuff like that, of what's happening with the volcanic activity or the abominable snowmen, Bigfoot, Yeti, whatever you want to call them. Like my microphone Yeti. I'm looking downwards here, trying to get down to the bottom. Trying to get down to the bottom of things. 300,000 only. Yes. Geez, that's pocket change. It really is. It really is. And then again, it's, probably what I made in the past 20 years, but yes, it is. It's pocket change for what's, I don't know. It's just a freaking ugly car. It's probably going to have 3 buttons in it, like up, down, left, right, manual, change or whatnot. It'll be interesting. Be very interesting to see the Alef Aeronautics car that will be on the market. They have the electric UFO that China is going to have on the market. So in 2025, it's going to be very exciting. I hope YouTube uses this as my icon. No, they never do. YouTube does that, right? Those of you, like, sometimes they pick a horrible picture of me with my crooked tooth around, talking like that. So you do some movements and YouTube goes and gets you like that. You watch, that'll be the picture YouTube will probably choose. Where does the parachute go? Robert, I hope there is a parachute in that car, because I don't trust it at all. Not sure about that either. He too, David Wilcock, got caught with some other people, doing some stuff. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. On Gaia, they're going to court with Gaia, by the way. That's why we don't hear much about them anymore. There is my flying car. Ian Ross, yes, indeed. Welcome. Thank you, guys. Hey, thanks a lot, man, for appreciating it. We try to make them interesting all the time. We have an amazing community here, man. A lot of the same great men and women come by here to the channel, and I love you guys and gals so much. Thanks for being members, for those of you that are members. If not, if you're here just watching a video and joining the conversation or liking the stream, it's definitely an amazing contribution. Appreciate it. There you go. There you go. Those are things that they're not going to be mentioning. You're going to have a pilot license. That's a problem for me. Ridiculous. Watch the first car that turns around and the ball continues to turn with the car instead of watch the problems. I don't want to be the first one to go up into those bullshit objects. Honestly, they're going to crash left and right. I'm sure of it. Watch the problems. Now, here's another thing. Imagine a scenario of people driving in their cars that are taking pictures of UFOs that are beside the cars. Scary. Like, think of it. If I had that car, what do you think I would do every time a UFO light goes by in the sky? Are people going to be following UFOs over the trees with their cars? Do you understand what the hell is going to be going on, guys? All the laws have to change. Every law has to change. Everything's going to change. Stephen A. say it's going to be 30,000, not 300,000. We'll see about that. Hey, Rick, Richard, sorry. Thank you very much, bro. Nina the Mystic, have a good day to you too. This has been a totally awesome. I hope you guys did and gals did find it interesting. I think it was extremely interesting. Thanks so much, Pat Scallon. Thanks a lot for being here. Robert Anderson, nothing to fear. There goes my itchy eyelid. Nothing to fear from the aliens. It's the people on this planet. I agree with you, Robert. Well said. You need to fear the ones wiping out people in Ukraine. There you go. Absolutely. That's right. And as much wiping out people in Russia too, because Jesus, Murphy. People are innocent. Lots of Ukrainians lost their lives. I know it. You know. And they're the innocent one. Both people, both sides are innocent. Yeah, Pat. That's what they do. DARPA's hired also online to create artificial intelligent programs that will be able to pick up on conversations of people planning things ahead of time. Like somebody says, hey, Mike, see you at the Bayou on Tuesday. Computer's going to analyze that, going to look at any secretive meaning, any double sensed meaning. DARPA was hired to do that. So what do you think, and where do you think they are, and what are they doing on YouTube, on Google? That's exactly what's going on. Again, Bob Stan, everybody, thank you so much. Big Tiger Woman, the significance of July 26th. The government is going to admit that alien extraterrestrials exist, that they've killed some humans, that there's different types of human interaction with the aliens, that there's different types of beings, possibly telling us some of the types of beings that are here. And don't forget, this is going to be a long process of revealing things. They already confirmed the shit show is over, divulge everything to bring them out. Why would they not divulge everything? I'm not going to accuse them of not doing it until they bring it out. The significance of July 26th is to confirm my research, to confirm everyone's doubts on whether extraterrestrials exist or not. We know there's governmental UFOs, human UFOs. We know there's light phenomena. There's drones, helicopters and planes, right? We have different things. And now flying cars, electric UFOs in China. It's just getting confusing. And all we ever see are lights. But there's two different types of lights you see. You see a craft with a real light on it, or you see literally, you don't see a craft and you see just a phenomenal light. You see in Ukraine or Russia, they shot through one. just went right through the phenomenon. It just fizzled out. We're going to know more about that. It's going to bring to the table, Big Tiger Woman, David Grush's confirmation on what he said about the alien bodies and secret retrieval programs. It's going to be dope. It's going to be incredible. We're going to hear of a lot of things. Mark my words. I believe I'm right, and we're going to hear a lot of good stuff there. Is there going to be a subcommittee? Is it, some people are like, well, it's Biden's administration. Never mind who it is. If the government turns around, goes private, and doesn't tell us what's going on, well, hopefully people will stop funding them. NASA, they're cutting their budget, by the way. They're cutting the Pentagon's budget. You watch all the budgets that they're going to be cut down, right? Now, what if I mentioned this day one, right? Lisa also mentioned it to me. It's a frontal organization that they're doing something. I think that too. I said it. I called it, calling the shots. What if the government, remember I wrote it in the community too about a month and a half ago. What if the government is saying that the secret retrieval program that David Grush is talking about, the secret people, what if it is just the government and that he wants to admit it, but he can't? So now inside of the government, Marco Rubio, we have Mr. Schumer, Representative Burchett, that's coming out talking about all this stuff. These are people that are high ranking. Marco Rubio, that's on the intelligence community. These people have never spoken out before. And I'll tell you what the secret is and what the big problem is, guys. The agents are being threatened to get their retirements taken away. They do want to talk. Yes, on the inside, government agents working for the government want to bring out the truth. They want to leak out the truth because it's probably concerning them about what could happen to their own families, depending on how serious that interagency battle is, how deep it is. It's with high-ranking officials. So I'm telling you, Big Tiger Woman, it's going to be... listen, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know what level you are all on. Me, emotionally teary-eyed, excited to the point of being nauseous with the information that's coming out. I know someone's on the moon. I got threats, a lot of threats and death threats and stuff. I'm realizing how serious it is now. I'm realizing the trophy that I've been given for having been threatened like that. It's because I'm really over the target, right? Like a lot of you have told me. Truth is coming out. That's for sure. Thanks, you guys. 70% of the earth is water too. Yes, absolutely. If not even a little more. A lot of area to hide. Check out the ocean floor by Bermuda, Hawaii, and most of all, French Polynesia. Yes, tracks 4 miles apart all over the ocean floor. Yes, Anthony Williams. Thanks, man. And they're straight double track, going straight through, turning 90-degree angles and up and inside and out. That's right, up and over. Yeah, same for me. Some of them really seem dodgy, honestly. It's getting exciting. That's right. Something to reduce the reaction rate, just like how they can beam something through 100 feet of Earth. We can't come close. That's right. They're going to be using, this is a new technique. They want to use sonograms to be able to register, monitor, observe the Earth's core, which they just confirmed. For those of you that don't know, the moon has a core very similar to Earth's core too. So cameras and old people, they are the true weirdo. Before everyone here, cameras, old people. Cameras. Oh yeah, cameras on old people. They are the true weirdo before everyone here. Well, what I mean is, I'm not sure what you meant, but the cameras on the old people are being abused. I mean, it's horrible what they're doing. What happened during the pandemic in Ontario, the deaths and everything, it's disgusting. They should have cameras up in there and there'll be no problems. They don't even have to monitor the cameras. If a family member comes in and says, "Oh, my mother has a missing eye and 6 teeth in the front, and she says that somebody hit her," they'll be able to go back to that day. Isn't that simple, right? A system that operates itself. But imagine if only we had some good people with hearts in the world too, then it'd be an easy system. But it's not easy if you have a good heart. I had to go to court for speaking up about an accident of a drunk woman who ran cars off the road. I had to go to court, showed up in court. "Hello, Mr. Bruce Swartz. You're sitting there. They're talking about my name. She knows where I lived, right? What is it worth saving people when it's the system that bites you in the ass? Those that want to be good to people, somebody's getting beat up in the road. You want to go and, but you're going to pass off as a racist. So, I don't want to talk about it. That's how it is. Money's our energy. We work hard for it. They take it, draining us like vampires. Absolutely. His Highness. Thank you very much for coming in, guys. I will get off and let my mods have a little break. Be watching the news. Be watching my channel to see the continued research on the moon. Boy, those videos have caused problems. My trolls are back. My trolls from way back are starting to come back because Bruce's channel was getting about 3,000 views a day. If you go on Social Blade, I got 400 views today, which, by the way, I just looked and there's over 1,800 that just came to the stream. And you'll see tomorrow on Social Blade, it'll say I have 400 views because I have thousands of dollars a year that is stolen from me. I'm positive. I would probably have made a fortune just with the ads on my videos, but they roll it back. Things roll backwards. I don't know how they do it. I have no idea how they do it. But Bruce is still sitting here posting fucking UFO videos. I love you guys. I'll talk to you all very soon. Thanks, Ian Ross, new members, and thanks for the generous contributions. Also, my friend and everyone. Linda Malton, howdy doody, fresh and fruity. Love it. That's what we do here, guys. We debate about a whole bunch of people. And if you come here and you doubt my research and stuff and you say, "Bruce, I'm pretty sure it's something else that you're filming," much respect to you. You're more than welcome to join the community. Dr. Greer is awesome for the work he has done. Same as Bruce. Robert Anderson, like I said, more than appreciate the guy's research. Sometimes some of us have doubts in a way. Like, I don't like his attitude or character and whatnot, but I'm just being judgmental there. In reality, everything that he's been saying about is awesome. Honestly, guys, he's been doing this. Stephen Greer's been doing it for 30 years. Do I doubt certain things? Yes. His family's with NASA. I'm not going to hide it. I'm not going to hide that I'm going to really deliberately find out who's telling the truth. But again, Robert, even me, a lot of people watch my research, but are uncertain about the possibility of me being able to get the moon. But either way, they could have sent a particle beam to convert the core to something that wouldn't work. Even a few percent would stop the reality. See, that's why I'm afraid, guys. That is what they're doing. They're unsettling Earth enough for it to flip and pole flip or to have some climate issues. Don't forget, interglacial period of an ice age. This is exactly what would happen. I am worried about the sinkholes in the US. I'm worried about, the methane and stuff that's stored inside of Earth. Basically, all the holes that are on the moon could very well be a methane explosion from the center. As a matter of fact, try to remember what I said. I wouldn't be surprised if in a couple of weeks or months that maybe they admit something very similar to that some of the fates of the planets get destroyed by the rotting of the rock layers underneath, inside, close to the core. Ladies and gents, thank you very, very much for coming by the channel. I'll talk to you all very, very soon. This was an amazing stream. Keep your eyes open. Talk to you very soon.